Hello my lovelies, Jennibellie here, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 5 things I wish I knew before I started art journaling. Now I started art journaling I've got no idea when. I'd have to look back through my journals, but it was definitely... Well, I've been Jennibellie for 15 years, so a few years before that, let's say. A while. I've been art journaling a while. And yeah, there's a few things which I would have told my younger self. Number one is that it's a process. And you need to go through the process. There is no jumping over the process. You will make bad art before you make good art. And that is just the process. So allow it to be and allow yourself to discover what you're going to discover on your journey. You know, you'll figure out the things that you like, the things that you don't like doing, the things that you like combining, the things that you like incorporating, the color palette of your choice, whatever it is, you will discover it through the process. And just to be gentle with yourself along that journey, because we can be very critical. Obviously, we can be our own worst critics, but you know what? Managing that critiquing is part of the process as well. So it's all good. Allow it all to be. Allow it to just unfold as it does. Number 2 is you don't need all the things. You don't need all the things that you see. And, you know, you've got to remember that a lot of people are showing you things in order to sell you things. And while I love all the things, you don't need all the things. So it can be very tempting to want everything. And I don't think there's anything wrong with allowing yourself to have all the things, but you don't need them in order to create. So you can start art journaling by taking $10 to like a home bargain store. I don't know, you know, like a regular shop now. Even supermarkets will have a section where you can just buy some paints, some glue, some paper, whatever, and just get started. And it really be that easy, that cheap and that easy. And just start with those things and build up as this becomes your hobby or even your business, whatever. Allow it to evolve. But I've done the mistake of finding this new thing and being so all consumed by it that I spend thousands on this new thing, and I then realize later that it's no longer a passion and you're left with all this stuff. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with having all the things. I would just say, you know, you don't have to. And don't start there. Especially don't start by just buying all the things, because that is not creating. That's buying. And we often get the two conflicted. And thinking that we are being creative when we're actually just accumulating. You can be creative even with just hand-me-down stuff. You know, you don't really need anything special for it at all. And that is the beauty of it. You've got to really see that as such a bonus of the craft of art journaling. You can take an old book, and that be an altered book or an old sketchbook or whatever, something you've already got, and that be your art journal. And you know, there are not all creative skills are that easily accessible. So yeah, it's a really good thing that you can have all the things, but you don't need them. Incidentally, my lovely, if you like these little snippets of art journal pages I am putting in this video and want to see the full versions, you can see them all on my free art journal community, journalworkshops.ning.com. These are all art journal pages we have done in the monthly challenge group, which is one of the free groups we have on Journal Workshops. It's a little art party we have at the beginning of every month. And when you join, you don't just get access to the current monthly challenge, you actually see the archive of all of the monthly challenges. And I've been doing it for over 11 years now, so there's a lot of not just art journaling videos, but all kinds of art projects in there. Make DIY embellishments. A couple of months ago I made an embellishment pen, bunting, oracle cards, canvases. We make some journals. I don't even know, a lot of stuff because it has been over 11 years now. So head on over and check that out if you want to be part of my inner Jennibellie circle. Hello monthly challengers, welcome to the May challenge. Congratulations to this lovely who has won the giveaway for last month for our 7-day journal in a matchbox challenge. If you haven't seen that, head on over to last month's challenge and all 7 videos will be there waiting for you. May's challenge is actually number 3 is that you don't need to stick to one art journal at a time, and you don't need to make everything chronologically accurate. I was quite a stickler in the beginning for creating a journal page and going on to the next one, and creating a journal page and going on to the next one, and everything was dated and prim and proper and pristine and in order, and I don't create like that anymore. If you've seen the video why I have 25 art journals on the go, I kind of explain it more in that. You can flip from journal to journal to journal and take years to fill up a journal if you want to. What does it matter? It doesn't have to be a finished article. That is another beauty of art journaling, is it isn't about having something finished. It is about doing it. It is about the process of enjoying it. So yeah, just allow your creativity to, if you want to flip between 3 journals, do it. If you want to create a full journal of backgrounds and not finish a single page in it, do it. Just allow those things. Just allow whatever. Just allow it. Don't put perimeters in place that anything needs to be done a certain way. That maybe leads me into number 4, I don't know, and that is getting accustomed and friendly with the messy middle. This will happen, I think, doing any kind of art. Like my first point was the process, going through the process as an artist. The art itself has a process, and the beginning is pretty easy, I think, for me anyway, to start, and more difficult to finish over here. But in the middle, it just becomes a mess. And it can look a mess, and it can feel a mess, and it can feel like it's never going to get there. And that can be the same truth for an art journal page as a canvas that you're creating. And it can be disheartening, but understand that that is the process of art. So much like allow yourself to flip between journals and allow the process of you developing as an artist, allow that messy middle to be what it is in your creating as well, because you've got to see it through. It's the only way if you want to finish the canvas or the art journal. You can just leave it as a mess if you want, but then that might affect your self-esteem as an artist to not get something to a point where you want to get it to. So there is a requirement of becoming friends with that space of just messiness, things not looking like how you want them to look, and figuring out how to get them there. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below. It is really, 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 really appreciated. I would very much appreciate if you could help me out with the algorithm, even if you just say hi in the comments and help you out with Mr. Algorithm, whatever it is that you want to say. If you do say hi, I personally would just love to know where you're from, because that to me is something that's always fascinated me. I always want to know where you guys are watching me from, and I kind of imagine your lives in a non-creepy way. Just who you are and what you're doing, you know. So yeah, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I'd very much appreciate it. Number 5 might be the most important point here, because if you adopt it and stick to it, you can art journal every single day of your life. And that is that you do not need a lot of time to art journal. As I said, when I started art journaling, I started via creating an art journal page, start to finish, and then going on to the next one, start to finish, going on to the next one. I had the luxury of being on a creative high, let's say, when I started art journaling. And I thought nothing of sitting down on my floor at the time and just doing 2 to 3 hours art journaling. It was my release from a very stressful job every day, and that was just how I created. I cannot remember the last time now that I sat down and created for 3 hours. That's just not in my life, you know. So how I create now is by catching minutes, literally minutes. And that was what my whole class Minuteness was about. We not only created mini art journals to make the process easier, but we adapted and adopted techniques that were minutes to do, to develop beautiful, gorgeous, filled, chunky art journals. And I still do create like that. Whether it's in my Minuteness journals or whether it's in other journals, I create like that, because that is how my life is, and it adapts to my life. And then it removes the excuses that you don't have time to create, because no, I don't have 3 hours to sit down and do an art journal page start to finish. I don't. I do have 3 minutes to steal from my day and just add that element to my art journal, and it frees me up, and it kind of calls bullshit on your excuses that you don't have the time to create, and all the things that we might develop as reason. You know, that's one of the biggest things that we develop, is to not create every day. But if you're only doing it for 1 minute a day, I can't see anybody being able to come up with an excuse not to do that. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah. And even if you are in such a creative spin now that you are spending hours and hours and hours creative, just keep that in mind and keep it in your back pocket, because creativity ebbs and flows. It's cycles as well. So just remember this for the future, when you may be in a creative block, or something else comes up, or you have resistance of some kind, or your inner critics are going crazy, or you're in analysis paralysis, or whatever it is. Just keep this thing in mind, because that can be something that you pull out. You don't need to pull out these tools when, you know, you're in such a creative role and you're loving everything that you're creating, and you're dedicating every single spare second you've got, you know, to creating. But when other things in your life take over, or you need to create more balance, or you just don't have the luxury, just remember that you can just take these 1 or 2 moments art journaling doesn't need to fit into your life. It doesn't have to be a big commitment of any kind. It can just be this little help, this little assistance, this little relief, this little ease, something that makes you just feel better. And it's a pleasure, and it's a privilege. So those are the 5 things off the top of my head right now. I could probably say 10, I could probably say 20. I'm going to stick with those 5 for now. And post below, my love, what advice you would give if you are a seasoned art journaler or seasoned in any creative outlet. What you would give, what advice you would give to your younger self or to others embarking on the journey. And I think it's important to share those things anyway, because even if we aren't starting something anew, it's important to have these reminders, or to see another person's perspective and go, oh yeah, I hadn't considered it in that way, but now I will appreciate that point going forward and incorporate that knowledge or whatever. So yeah, share below. Much love, everybody. I will see you all next time. Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Jennibellie here with a little advice about I don't know why I'm doing that, spreading your wings, maybe an art journaling, and I'm going to start this again, this is a mess. What am I doing? Much love, everybody. I will see you all next time. Bye. I'm in a strange mood today, and that's just how it is.